Full-time score, Tottenham 3, Chelsea 4. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel sick after watching this match. I feel sick for every single Tottenham fan out there. I tuned into this fixture, myself, a Liverpool fan, hoping and pleading that maybe, just maybe, against the odds, Tottenham could just get a point. Just one's all I needed. My prediction was that Chelsea would win 2-1. And Chelsea did win by 1 goal. But the way in which they won is criminal. It is absolutely a joke that Tottenham take a 2-0 lead. Let's look at the stats here. Let's look at the stats here. Let's pull this up a bit larger. It's going to block me a bit, but I don't care. Yeah. So, if we're looking at these stats, right? Solanke in the 5th minute, Kulusevski in the 11th. Dejan Kulusevski in the 11th minute celebrates with an L celebration. And I get it. It's a rivalry. It's a derby clash between two London sides. Tottenham, they needed a response. They're cruising at that point. I thought they were going to, just tie things up. 6 minutes after, though, absolute wonder strike from Jadon Sancho. Wonderful placement. Keeper's left, hits off the bottom post, in and into the back of the net. Great strike. Sancho with 2 goals in the last 2 appearances. Wonderful turnaround for him in the Premier League. Life at Stamford Bridge has seemed to be going swimmingly for him. From that point on, if we look at the momentum chart, so start of the match, it was really on 10. This is the first half, right? Up until here. First goal goes in. Cool. Tottenham scored it, after a period of sustained Chelsea pressure. Big moment. Second goal, Chelsea start to get things going. They score pretty shortly after there as well. And then Tottenham kind of have a bit right here before Sancho scores. And then after that, from the 17th minute all the way until the 23rd, there's not really a lot. Tottenham get a few chances. It's pretty even. And then Chelsea close out the half from 38th minute till 45th. And then basically from the, oh my God, that's awful. Look at this. It's the 7th minute until the 54th, obviously. Really until they scored, and beyond that, 64th, Tottenham had no chance. So half an hour of the game was wasted right there. Just on nothing. And Chelsea was growing. Big Ange didn't make any subs. Obviously, if you look at the match facts here, more deeply, 15 minutes in, Romero got injured. So right after Romero's injury, they concede. And, to rush these guys back, Brendan Johnson's out injured. Van de Ven got subbed off injured in the 79th minute. Here's the stats: 38% possession, 62% to Chelsea. Let's just kind of look at it like that. So 62% possession, 38 for Tottenham at home, bro. At home, 2.6 for XG to 2.81. 2 penalties they had, and that's how high their XG was. They just got outplayed, bro. 17 shots to 13. Tottenham were countering, but it didn't matter. They didn't take their chances when it mattered. They weren't resilient enough in defense. They made stupid errors for the last 2 goals. They were both penalties from Palmer in not the last 2, the middle 2. The 61st and 84th, 2 just awful penalties. In between that, you had an Enzo Fernandez strike that gave Chelsea the lead, where Tottenham I don't even know what they were trying to do on defense. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I really wouldn't be able to tell you. It shocks me that I was even rooting for them at some point, and I couldn't even begin to think how Tottenham fans feel. Let me know, Tottenham fans. Do you think it's time for Ange to go? Do you think he should be sacked? Does he need more time? I get injuries are a concern, but if injuries are such a concern to me, why are you rushing back your center backs? I know Ben Davies was out. Dragusin could have started in the place of one of the center backs. I would have started probably Dragusin ahead of Romero. You would have had Romero, Van de Ven, sub out Van de Ven after 60 minutes. Bring in Romero. I know it probably would have been tough considering you would have had 2 right-footed center halves. But mate, this is code red for Tottenham. They are looking terrible. Let's go and look at the table and what this means for Spurs. I know I'm not necessarily in camera right there, but table, Chelsea sit second now, 31 points. 15 matches played, 17 goal difference, just 1 goal difference off from Liverpool. Liverpool have a game in hand on 14 matches played. They're only 4 points clear, so it's still a tight race. It's going to be a tight race until the end of the season, I imagine. And then, top 4 gap of 8 points between 4th and 1st with a game in hand could go as high as 11 should Liverpool win that, between the current champions of the Premier League, Man City, and the current league leaders, Liverpool. But Tottenham made 11th place, bottom half of the table. They sit top of the bottom half. So they're literally the best of the worst. If after 50 matches, Tottenham, they have 20 points, level with Newcastle, only ahead by 10 goals on goal difference. Not only because 10 goals is a big gap, but like for it to be a goal difference margin is sad. 1 point ahead of Man United, 5 points ahead of West Ham, who could possibly cut it down to 2 points out of West Ham should they win this match against Wolves tomorrow. And even Everton. Everton could be within a win of Tottenham should they win against Arsenal next week. That's crazy, bro. And I know they're not going to win against Arsenal, but they're closer to the relegation than they are at the top of the league by 4 points, by a whole win and a draw. That's terrible. Anyways, let's look at the rest of the fixtures from this past match day and match week. Leicester versus Brighton, 2-2 draw at home at the King Power. Second match in charge for new head coach of Leicester City, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ruud obviously was caretaker interim coach for a bit at Man United, his club in the Premier League, obviously. See some of the stats here. I didn't get to watch this, but more possession for Leicester than Brighton. That's impressive. 1.27 XG. They outperformed XG. Leicester, both sides did, really. More shots, 6 more shots. Decent on target, good passing, more accurate. Less fouls committed. Not bad. Goal scorers in this one: Lamptey, Minta, Vardy, and Reed. Late kind of double from the Leicester City duo. That's pretty solid. Ipswich Town versus Bournemouth. Also didn't see this, but I saw some of the highlights afterwards. Connor Chaplin with his first goal of the Premier League season to open up scoring for Ipswich. And then Unal and Utara late in the game, they bag an 87th and 95th minute goal respectively. Another kind of story here between head coach Andoni Iraola and Justin Kluivert, who started as an attacking mid. Kluivert's had a pretty impressive campaign in the Premier League, considering his standard and considering his expectation. 5 goals, 2 assists in 15 matches isn't too bad for a player who many, I would say, had wrote off going into the season. So 7 contributions in 15 games. That's almost more than half a game. Just on the precipice of that. He got subbed off in 63rd, threw a temper tantrum. And then, Bournemouth went on to win. So Iraola marking his stamp on, on the club, and big win. That takes them into, let's see, where does that put them? 8th, not too bad. They were level on points, level on goals with Brighton. They're only 1 win away from City, both Brighton and Bournemouth. Brentford is a win and draw away, and so is Fulham. And so that's mid-table right there, 10 points to Fulham. Not 10 points, but 4 points away from Fulham City to the 4th place spot in the Champions League places. It's kind of crazy to see how tight this league is so far this season. And Big Ange looks, I'm sorry to go back to Tottenham, but Big Ange, given his post-match press conference, or not press conference, but his interview, he looks absolutely shell-shocked. Then finally, Fulham versus Arsenal, 1-1 draw. I said 2-2 all on stream. That's crazy. Jimenez with the goal in the 11th, and Saliba with an equalizer from a corner in the 52nd. Let's look at some of the stats. Arsenal obviously dominating basically everything besides missed chances. They had more missed chances, so it means they performed worse in that metric. But 72% pass accuracy is really poor for Fulham. They'll be glad to get the point. 89% pass accuracy to Arsenal with 525 accurate passes. They just dominated basically in every aspect of the game. Probably should have gotten the win. They had a goal ruled off from Bukayo Saka late in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Yeah, look at that momentum graph. Holy cow. Holy sea of red. You'd think it's Noah. 88th minute. So that was pretty crazy. Then yesterday, just quickly, obviously, Merseyside derby. I was really looking forward to see Liverpool take on Everton at Goodison Park for the final time. That's been postponed due to Storm Dara. I think I pronounced it right. Darragh. But the matches that did happen, Aston Villa with a 1-0 win thanks to John Duran's strike in the 24th. Impressive man-match performance for him. He got subbed off in 58. Beyond that, we had a crazy 4-2 win for Brentford, who's been a surprise side this season. Kind of hard to predict how they'll perform. They're only, as I said, 4 points off City. They sit in 9th place. Crazy run without even Tony as well. Obviously, many people anticipated they'd fall off. But you look at this lineup, and it's not got like a lot of changes. Carvalho played well, it seems. Igor Thiago played well. Mbeumo with a goal and assist. 9 goals, 2 assists for Mbeumo. And Jona Visa also got a goal for himself. He's got 9 goals and 1 assist. So if you're wondering where all those contributions are coming from, where they're going, it's to that crazy duo on the right-hand side at the moment. They're performing well. I'd say they're the best duo in the Premier League as things stand in terms of just general threat. You don't want to come up against Visa and Mbeumo. Goal scorers in this one, Mbeumo, Visa, Collins, and Sade. Isak and Barnes getting 2 goals for Newcastle across this fixture. Sade with a goal off the back of a hat-trick last time out. And then another big shocking fixture. Palace 2, City 2, a 2-2 draw. Munoz with the goal in the 4th. Holland with an equalizer in the 30th. LaCroix with a goal in the 56th. And then Lewis getting himself the equalizer in the 68th, only to be sent off for a second yellow in the 84th. It was the right call, but it was kind of like one of those games that it's kind of putting the nails into the casket that is City's season. And then finally, last match we'll talk about, Man United versus Nottingham Forest, and man, 2 minutes in, at home, conceding to Forest. That was a sign. Writing was on the wall. They're going to drop points, but to drop all 3 is terrible. This is arguably a worse look than Tottenham. Tottenham was really bad, don't get me wrong, and maybe the ramifications are worse for Tottenham due to the injuries. I don't know if anyone got outright injured in this match. Not for Man United or Wolves or Forest, it seems. But the goal scorers, Milinkovic in the 2nd, Hoyland in the 18th, for Gibbs White in the 47th, and then Chris Wood showing up again in the 54th. Fernandez got a consolation in the 61st, but some poor keeping from Andre Onana. If you look at the lineups, 3.6 is terrible. Terrible goalkeeping. Some errors in the shot stopping. And Chris Wood, 33-year-old Chris Wood, living life in the Prem, 10 goals, 0 assists in 15 matches. He's looking for that Golden Boot award come the end of the season, but let's just look at the stats. Come coming to us now at the end of the 15th match week. Haaland at the top with Salah with 13 points. Palmer on 11. Bukayo Saka with the most amount of assists, sitting there with 10 assists after 15 matches. Salah on 8, Palmer with 6. Salah has a game in hand as well against Everton. Salah with the most goals and assists with 21. Palmer with 17, Bukayo Saka with 15. Highest foot mob rating, you would expect it. Obviously, Salah, Palmer, Bukayo Saka. Goals per 90, Harry Wilson. He's turned it up this season. Haaland has the most XG. He's smack dab on his XG with 13 exactly and 13 goals as well. Clean sheets. I want to see clean sheets. Somehow it's Andre Onana. How? I don't know. Sells and Raya trailing behind. Cleveland, Kelleher, and Allison with 3 each. Kelleher's conceded 9. That's sad to see. Pickford with 21 though. Eesh. Not that bad. Those things. Yeah. Onana has 6, but 18 conceded. That's pretty rough. But yeah. Was there any other matches to consider and talk about? I don't think so. All in all, Tottenham are bottlers. The Premier League is off to a crazy start. About a third of the way through. I mean, we're a little more than a third of the way through. But no other Prem matches to talk about. All in all, let's look at the table one last time. Not Liverpool. If we look at the table, it does have an interesting kind of look to it. The top 10 are as follows. Liverpool with a game in hand after 15 match weeks, 14 matches played for them. Chelsea had 15 matches played, so does everybody else besides Everton. So league table goes Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Forest, Villa, Brighton, Bournemouth, Brentford, and Fulham for the top half. And for the bottom half, it's a lot more shocking than you would imagine because it's Tottenham, Newcastle, Manchester United, West Ham, Everton, Leicester, Palace, Ipswich Town, Wolves, and Southampton. If I had to make predictions as things stand right now, Wolves are going down, Ipswich are going down, Spurs are going down. Not Spurs are going down. Maybe. Who knows? Southampton are going down for sure. Actually, I'm going to take Wolves out of this. Wolves might just stay in. Palace are in contention, though. Palace are really poor right now. I know they got that 2-2 draw, but they're not a good side. They don't really strike me as a side that'll be able to turn around. Leicester, I think, will make the great escape. Everton, I think, will be close. West Ham look really bad, though. Who knows? Maybe it's a draw for them, and they just kind of linger around those bottom spots. But that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for subscribing. Well, you have to subscribe, but thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to. I just can't believe Spurs. They've kind of fried my brain for the end of this match. I was really excited. Now I'm just sad. Life of a Tottenham fan. I know I'm not one, but I feel like I'm cosplaying as one today because this match was just pitiful. But thank you so much for joining me. That's Premier League recap for the whole week. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Like if you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. I'm Sideline Sedo. Peace.